All right, welcome back. Got a Vice story here, kind of an adult content, so I had my kids get out of the room. Yeah, I'm up to like 100 and, I don't know, 27 of these stories, and I've told a lot of gross ones. Look up at realcopstoryvideos.com. I'm running out of gross ones. I thought I had a lot of them. I do, maybe 20, I don't know, 25. But after a while, I started running out of stories. I'm not going to make any of this stuff up. This is what I did and what I was involved in. So here's another one, not too bad, but get the kids out of the room. It's going to get a little dicey here at the end. We're working Vice with my partner, and he's a Filipino guy, tough linebacker guy, and he got in an altercation earlier in another story when he told the guy to look up and hit him in the throat because the guy was going to beat him up. The guy that was going to beat him up was twice his size. That's on realcopstoryvideos.com. But anyway, so he's a tough guy, built like a linebacker. So we're working parks, and just to give you a summary, Vice's responsibility again is, on that angle, is we investigate complaints of people in the park, public places, having sex, men mostly obviously, play with themselves in parks, public place, behind the bushes, in the restrooms mostly. That's what Vice does on that type of thing. There's other things we do in Vice, beer and bars and all that, but this is a Vice story about restrooms. And we had two huge parks, and we had one park that had a restroom on the there was a park came down to a V where streets converged, and there was a restroom up here on a hill. And we used to call that the lunch a bunch crowd, because at lunchtime you'd always find somebody in there doing bad things. Okay, we that was a couple of double entendre at lunch. Anyway, involved eating. Okay, anyway, that's my grossness. Now that's not part of the grossness, but that's why I have the kids leave the room on this one. Okay, I got a couple of double entendres around there all over the place. Anyway, so that was our lunch, crowd, and we get complaints all the time, and so because around the parks are residential people, and they bring their kids to the park, and here's some weirdo in a restroom, trying to entice adults, kids, whatever they're trying to entice is illegal. Can't do that. So we take turns, operating. In other words, we call it operating. So it was my partner's turn, and this is what we do. This is how we set up. We have no radios. We're just him and I together by ourselves, and usually it's just we're after one guy. So one of us will go up and stand near the bathroom door outside, and one of us sits kind of far away, kind of trying to hide, but you can't really hide. Just sitting on a bench like you're not involved. This time we sat on a bus bench. And keep an eye on my partner. He's not very far away. He's maybe 40 yards away, 30, 40 yards away. And that's what you do. You just watch each other. And you wait. It's almost like fishing. And since it's the lunch crowd, there's always some males parked on the park. Let me give you some advice here. If you go to a public park and you see lone males sitting where there's a restroom nearby, in any park, and they're not reading or eating or on the phone, they're just sitting there, they're probably looking to hook up in the bathroom. Maybe that's a cynical on my part. I worked 2 years in one division of Vice, 2 years in another one, but every time I go to these parks, I see these guys sitting there, and they all came out, we all got violations, so that tells me that unless you're on the phone or you pull over real quick to read the paper or even go to the bathroom, a male goes to the bathroom, you get out of your car, you go to the bathroom, you pee, and you come back and you get in your car. You don't sit in front of the restroom for 30 minutes and then loiter outside for 10 more, and then go. You're there trolling. You're not going to the bathroom, okay? So anyway, so my partner's up there standing by the door, and I'm watching him. And sure enough, there's a guy over here seated in his car, and he's like this, man. He's eyeballing my partner. I'm looking like, I give signals, looks good. He looks back, okay. So here he comes, okay? Guy's in his early 60s, got a really bad comb over, pretty stocky, and I find out later on, I'll tell you this story, he's pretty stocky. I'll tell you why, what happens later on. So he goes into the bathroom. My partner looks at me, he's standing there, and my partner's just getting ready to follow him in. What you do is you wait in front for about maybe 30, 40 seconds, then you walk in, and most of the time they're already playing with themselves. You give them enough time to get in there and get ready, and then you walk in, that's what they're waiting for you to come in, and then they want to do whatever they want to do. They want to have sex or whatever they're doing. So he's just getting ready to turn in, because we did this before, when the guy pops out. And now it's my partner and him standing in the doorway. And you normally don't engage a conversation with these guys. They're just in there, men are just in there to get it and get done and get out, okay? So Bernie's looking at him, and he's looking away. He doesn't want to talk to him, because you don't want to do that, because then they say sometimes you might be entrapping him by just talking with him, trying to just let him do his thing or not. So all of a sudden, I see my partner go like this, okay? And I didn't see what happened. Well, later on, he told me that he reached over and grabbed him in the ass, or grabbed him in the butt, okay? Well, that's sexual battery, that's battery, you could arrest him for that, okay? So when he did that, he walks back into the bathroom. So he looks at me, and I know the look on his face, man. He was pissed, okay? We worked Vice, just like when another story about someone touching me, okay, on realcopstoryvideos.com. I broke his finger, okay? You don't touch me or my partner, okay? This is not a contact sport here. So my partner was pissed. He looked at me. So he gives me the nod, so I start walking up, and he turns the corner to go in there, and when he walks in there, the guy's playing with himself because he got turned on over this. So my partner walks in. I'm actually once he can't see me, the suspect, I'm sprinting to that door. I want to get there as fast as I can because my partner's alone. So I come in, and about the time I come in, he figures 2 + 2 is 4. He either thought he was going to get robbed, which he told us later, or we're the police. And about the same time when I came in, we told him police. Okay, well, most guys that we arrest, I told you this before on the other stories, most of them are married. Okay, have kids. And they don't want to be in the police blotter next morning, okay? So they want to get through you. There's only one door. So here he comes. So my partner moves up. He knocks him out of the way like with a forearm. Comes to me. In those days, we could choke. So as he went by, I went around his neck because he's about 5'9" and shorter than me, and I'm choking him, okay? And I bring him. I'm trying to pull him over. Well, this is where I found out he was a hidden strength, so to speak. Turned out the guy was a steel worker for 35 years. So I've got my arm around his neck, like you see on wrestling mats, on the circle of death, or whatever they call those things. I got my hand up here, holding my fist to pull it forward to choke him. He reaches up with one hand and just pulls my arm away. Okay? Yeah, I never had anybody do that before, ever. Once I lock it in there, it's in there. So so he's pulling the arm out, and I'm going, partner, because this is not going good. So he had fallen. Now this floor is covered with water, urine, and a sticky solution that you guys should know what it is after you have sex, okay? Not a nice floor. And we're on the floor with this guy. We're all on the floor wrestling, okay? Because when he knocked my partner over, he kind of slid backwards because he's sliding on we'll call it goo. What do you call it? A mixture, who knows? A witch's potion, whatever it is. So he gets up and comes towards me, and I'm yelling, partner, he's pulling my arm away. So he comes up and starts giving him belly shots to get the air come out of his, and so the guy's trying to defend my partner, trying to fight my partner. I get back up on his neck again, and now my partner grabs his testicles, which that's what we do. And finally, he starts to go out. And when he goes out, we roll him over, and we cuff him. Okay, and this guy couldn't tell. He had guns on him. This guy definitely was a steel worker. I mean, he was tough. And my partner's pissed, and we're laying there on the ground, and the guy's awake now. And my partner, you grabbed me out there. You don't grab. And he goes, I F you. I go, oh, F me. So in those days, we had these urinals. They probably still have some nowadays. Not the ones that sit out of the wall on a bowl. These are the ones that go all the way down to the floor. They're porcelain. They go all the way down. You know, they're blended in with the tile. We're right next to one of those. So my partner was mad at everything this guy did. Picks him by the belt, the guy's face down, slides him into the bottom of the urinal, and he's flushing it like 5 times. The guy's all covered in water, and his face is in the drain, so I'm sure he's got urine on there. Who knows what? We're all covered. All our clothes are covered with stuff, okay? I don't want to get any gross, but yeah. Use your imagination on that one, okay? Elbows, it was gross. It's so gross. My assistants are going, so it is gross. It's really gross. So we get him up, and we finally get him out. We take him to the car, and, we get in that car. We take him to the station, tell the supervisor what happened, told him that we fought and everything. And as we're telling the story, the supervisor's looking at the suspect. He's wet from just here up. He's got water trickling down. He goes, what happened to him? And I'm looking like, uh-oh. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not the one to explain this because he did it. I feel like a 9-year-old. I didn't do it, Mom. He did it, okay? So he goes, he's man up. He said, while we were fighting, in the middle of the fighting to get him cuffed, we slid into the urinal and the water on the pisser, the floor where you piss. Oh, okay. So he's a really nice supervisor, Christian fella, and I think he kind of put a blind eye to some of the things we did because he didn't like some of the stuff we did, but the result was okay in his eyes. So he just said, okay, you know what I'm talking about. And he passed away a while back. Nice guy. So we took him to jail, and we're in the back of the car and take him to the jail, and then he's just sitting there. And my partner's still chipping at him, man. He says, don't you ever touch anything again. Don't touch anybody, whether it's be, citizens. If you want to, tell him, give him this lecture about, if you want to go out and do gay stuff, you want to do heterosexual, doesn't matter to me. But don't do it in public, and don't be grabbing people. That's what happens when you grab people, okay? Well, I think it was illegal. Yes, it is. It's not. It is, and it isn't. I mean, But anyway, so we just booked him in, and by now it's been about half an hour, 40 minutes now. He's almost dry, but his hair's still wet. And of course, that comb over, I forgot to bring up the comb over. The comb over during the fight was doing one of these capers, Hair's flying around. I'm missing some of these stories, trying to tell you the whole story and condense it, but I'm forgetting some of the fun stuff. Anyway, it's flying around. So once we get him in there, it's, you know, it's down now. You know, it's matted because it's got fluids on it, okay, for a better use of a term, okay. And then once we get to the jail, it's all dried out now. So once we get in the car, we're walking. Of course, now it's dry, so it's kind of like, you know, blowing in the wind like a little side fin, you know. And then, of course, my partner goes, "Hey, by the way, that comb over sucks. Get yourself a haircut." He's, "It's cold, man. It's cold." I said, "Well, it does suck." I said, "It doesn't look good, bro." "Oh, if you..." Okay, fine. So we left him. So that's my partner in the butt story, and I think he's still alive. But anyway, we had a good time. Hope you enjoyed that. Probably should have done it. Bye bye.